left behind to carry on. We are the survivors, joined together, we are strong. We will speak out for our loved ones who were not given the choice. We are the survivors, hear our voice. We are the survivors, hear our voice.
Hello and welcome to our third annual day of remembrance for murder victims for Greater Lawrence, here in our great city of Lawrence. Thank you all for coming to this special event where we will remember the victims that were taken too soon from us. For those who don't know me, my name is Lee Pickenworth, and I'm a lifelong resident of Lawrence. I started Day of Remembrance here in Lawrence because I felt and I feel we needed this in our city. I got this idea from Merrimack Valley Parents of Murdered Children in Lowell, Mass. I was determined one day to have it on my own, in my own community, where there have been many murders since my son Gabriel's demise in June of 2009. This day, which many of you heard this during my first Day of Remembrance, about an encounter with Mayor Dan Rivera, I know he's somewhere, during election season over 3 years ago. I wanted to make sure if he became mayor, did I say if again? That would give me that he would give me his blessing. He immediately said yes, but before that, he said, "What do you mean if?" I explained myself and he understood what I was getting at. We started off with 4 people and now our team has grown to 15. Most of them have been helping me out since the beginning. Let's give them a round of applause for all the work that they have done. Many people have thanked me for doing this event. I don't want the thanks, though. I just want the families to come together, even if it's just for one day, to be together with strangers that are dealing with the same pain, the same sort of feelings of loss of our loved ones. I hope this day will heal you in some way and give you peace. One last thing before our first speaker. I've said this before to a family, and I hope many of you agree, because not everyone can feel our pain because they have not been through what we have. We are family, and you can count on me if you ever need to talk. Thank you for your time. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, our mayor of the great city of Lawrence, Mayor Dan Rivera.
What a great job Lee and the team, now Big 15, do this every year. A round of applause for all that great work. This is not very easy. And it's not just easy because it's not easy because it's, you gotta get the tents, you gotta print out the flyers, you gotta get the date, you gotta go before the city council. That's hard. But what's hard is that Lee and the families that are involved in putting this together also carry in their hearts the memory of their victims. And that's difficult. The day you want to celebrate and remember them, to put this together. And again, I'm just always amazed at the amount of stick-to-itiveness that Lee brings to this. Just gonna get it done no matter what happens, rain or shine. Mm-hmm. People bail, people stay. Lee gets it done. And again, I think she deserves another round of applause. We have a lot of friends from local government here with us today, and I know some of them will speak, but a really great friend of ours from the state Senate, Barbara Italian, is with us. I was just with Representative Moran and Representative-elect Matias. I spoke to Rep. Devers. All of them send their regards, along with Representative DeZaglio, who's at an opioid event in Methuen they do annually. I know David Abdu is here. City Councilor David Abdu is here. He's still with us. Giovanni Rodriguez, the city councilor from District D, is also with us. And I know that you're going to hear from my favorite city councilor, even though he's not my city councilor, our city council president, Kendrys Vasquez. Can I just say one thing about, and then I'm going to read my proclamation, but the one thing I want to do is that this thing about remembering is really important. A lot of people come in and out of our lives. A lot of people come in and out of our community. And people just always need to remember that things happened here. And they happen to families that still live here. And there's a lot of memory and a lot of hurt that we still need to continue to nurture and to make better. And so when you see somebody here today that represents one of the family members, when you see them on the street, when you see them in the mullahs, when you see them anywhere in the community, that way you can give them a smile and a hug. You know, give them a look in the eyes and say, yeah, we remember and we still feel sorry for what had happened. So that's why it's important to remember. But now I'm honored to give a proclamation to the National Day of Remembrance. It reads that, be it known that I, Dan Rivera, Mayor of the City of Lawrence, by and through this proclamation, hereby recognize and honor National Day of Remembrance for murder victims. And we hereby state as follows. Whereas the devastating impact of murder in America has far-reaching effects on individuals, families, communities, and our nation as a whole. And whereas the annual National Day of Remembrance for murder victims gives us all the opportunity to remember those lost to homicide and honor their memories. The purpose of this day is to focus on the impact of murder on friends, families, and communities, and find ways to support and serve survivors. Whereas on September 25th, our state honored the 18th annual Parents of Murdered Children National Day of Remembrance for murder victims, and we join them today to remember and pay respect to the hundreds of people who have been murdered in Massachusetts. And whereas today the Lawrence Community Support Group humbly honors the 3rd annual Day of Remembrance here in Lawrence for the friends and families victims throughout the greater Lawrence area, recognizing well over 100 victims by paying respect and reflecting on the cherished memories of their loved ones. Now therefore I, Mayor Dan Rivera, on behalf of the residents of the City of Lawrence, urge all citizens to join in this observation. I set my hand and offer my warmest wishes and affix the seal of the City of Lawrence this 24th day of September in the year of our Lord, 2016. Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't get one. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'll take my junk out of there.
Well, where was I? Thank you very much, Mayor Rivera, and thank you for your continued support. Our first keynote speaker is President of the Lawrence City Council, Kendrys Vasquez.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Lee said, I'm the president for the Lawrence City Council, and she asked me to be one of the keynote speakers today. And when she asked me, I said, wow, I am thrilled and honored because this is an opportunity for us to remember individuals that we love and care about. But not only that, I said, maybe I need to write something so I don't do the wrong thing. And I said, you know what? I wrote something, but I don't want to read it.
Why don't you clap?
What I will be doing is speak directly from the heart, because I think this event doesn't allow us to be planned. It's more about the individuals that we truly care about. It is about the friends and families of those who are also suffering. And a day of remembrance is great, but we have our individuals that we love remembered every single day. It's 365 days of remembrance that we have going on daily. And I say this because I've also been impacted by this. I've had a friend that I lost, someone that was almost a family member to me. And it's not, you don't have to be blood related to care deeply for an individual. And every single day, you are reminded that there are individuals out there doing the wrong thing. Individuals that are having a negative impact in our society. But we still have those that are up in heaven watching over us every single day. And we need to be able to maintain the strength and ensure that we provide support to one another, because we're here and we're supposed to build up as a community, understanding that they love us as much as we love them. We don't see them physically next to us, but I know that they're still with us because they're watching over every member of our families, every one of their friends. It is important that we remember the great things that have happened in their lives, the beautiful smiles in their faces, that we don't forget the beauty, all the holidays we spent together, and the great things that we share with one another. And that will keep that person, that individual alive among us. Memories is what's going to keep us going. And I encourage you to do that every single day. Let's cherish those precious moments. And let's remember that we have to be of support to one another. Lee, thank you for putting this together. But please keep in mind, we need to have 365 days of remembrance. Let's not wait until a day like today to remember the lost ones, the individuals that have been murdered that we care about. We have 365 days to do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kendris, for being part of today. Next is Lawrence's Chief of Police, Chief Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, everyone. I first want to recognize a couple of my colleagues from law enforcement, Chief Kevin Coppinger from the Lynn Police Department, Deputy William Castro from the Essex County Sheriff's Department. As I know, Chief Coppinger can attest to, working in an urban community can be difficult. But there is no more time that is more difficult as a police officer and for the victims and the survivors of a family than to have a homicide. I grew up in a police family. For a short period of time, my father was in charge of the detective division. And as a child, we'd go on vacation sometimes to the beach. There were no cell phones. And even when he was on vacation, he always left a number where he could be contacted if there was a homicide in the city. And I saw how that affected him. And I know I wouldn't see him for a few days, but unlike many of the people here today, I knew he was going to come back from work. So I understand and I feel the pain and frustration sometimes with a homicide and a homicide investigation. We in law enforcement can only honor these people's memories, hopes, and dreams by never forgetting. And we can continue to honor the survivors, especially the survivors of unsolved homicides, by never giving up. There are never, I heard this phrase before, I won't say it's mine, but there are never cold cases, but just old cases. We will work any new leads or information that's provided to us tirelessly. Again, we never forget. And I will finish this to say God bless you, those that are here, representing your family members, survivors, and victims. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you as always for being here for the family's chief. Our last speaker is Jerry Rubito.
Thank you for having me today. My name is Jerry Bito. I've worked for the Sheriff's Department for 34 years, and I see things on a different side of the fence. I've dealt with these murders my entire career. Senseless murders. You know, I go out and I tell people simple things like, when you're riding your car, don't tailgate. You never know who you're following. Don't stare at people. Everywhere I go, my wife always says to me, geez, you're always worried about something happening. Well, when you deal with murderers as many years as I have, you have a feel for what's out there. The sad part is the majority of the bad people are on the streets. They're not in jails. They're on the streets. So we have to have awareness. Most recently, picking up the papers, it seems like domestic assaults and murders are spiking. I think that the courts, the DAs, the victim advocates have to start educating these females. I can't tell you how many times over the years I'd have a guy in jail, a girl would put him in jail, and she'd be up there visiting him. Next thing you know, he gets out of jail, moves back in with her, God forbid, and she ends up getting murdered. So I see it from a different side. It's an self-educational thing where you have to be careful. You don't know what you're dealing with. I appreciate being here today. I didn't put a speech together, but I thought I'd just share something from the inside, the things you have to pay attention to. Road rage, huge. Road rage. Simple thing is a person staring at another person in a car, and the guy didn't like the way he stared at him. So you got to be aware. If I had a message, my message is to keep your eyes straight ahead. Okay, don't tailgate. Silly little things like that. It's a sad situation. It's sad that we have to have days like this, unfortunately, and there will be more. But we thank God. We just have to pray and hope that our families are safe. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I got to interrupt for 1 second. If the families can go over there and get a balloon, I would appreciate it. Just because there's only 2 people helping and there's only 2 scissors, so the family members, thank you. And again, the Lawrence Girls Ensemble. Thank you. And just to let you know, there's markers on one of the tables if you want to write a message on your balloon. I'm sorry to interrupt our our event a little bit. I'd like to introduce our survivor speaker. Let's give a warm welcome to Holly Schofield.
Hi, my name's Holly. First of all, I want to thank you, the City of Lawrence, for inviting me here to share my story. I've never done this before, so I'm extremely nervous. I just wrote a little bit, but I don't know. So first, I want to talk about two special individuals that I've lost to tragedy. First, my little brother Kenny. He was murdered when he was 20 years old. I wrote a speech, but I don't know if I'm really going to go off it. Oh, God. All right, so Kenny was murdered in front of his house, really doing the only thing he knew how to survive for his family and his child. And I don't even know where I am on my speech. So he had a little girl. He wasn't biologically his, but he raised her as if he was her own. He was robbed from us. They took a brother, a father, an uncle, a son, and a friend on May 15th, 2003. I woke up at 5 a.m., went downstairs to watch the news with my auntie. It said, "Lowell man murdered," and then I see my brother's apartment building. You never think something so horrible hits so close to home. We talked about how sad it was, and I went back to bed. I woke up to a phone call a few hours later to the devastating news that my brother was killed. I fell to my knees and cried. How could this happen? Why did this happen? And who did this? We quickly learned what had happened. One of the individuals turned themselves in, and it was done. But still, how do you get over losing a loved one so tragically? I couldn't even go to my brother's funeral. It didn't seem right. Like, really, am I supposed to say goodbye to my little brother? Nope, I wasn't doing it. I couldn't even go up to his casket at his wake. I visit him at least once a week. I sit with him and we talk. I talk to him about everything. I know he knows I'm there, and I know he is sitting right next to me, maybe even holding my hand. Now I want to talk to you about Jose. I met Jose at work. We both worked in the Lowell shelter together. Jose had a welcoming smile. Oh my God, I lost where I was. It was the first thing that I noticed about him. We instantly connected. He was kind and wanted to help anybody that he could. He became a very important person in my life. We worked together every weekend. He would make us breakfast and we would sit down and have conversations. I learned a lot about Jose during these conversations. He told me how he used to live in the shelter and how he had a problem with alcohol, and that is why he wanted to give back and help others, because he is proof that pulling yourself up from nothing is possible. He met a nice lady and they made a nice life together. He worked hard every day to become a better person than what he knew he had been, and his work was paying off. Jose had a nickname at the shelter. They called him the Shelter Nazi. Oh my God. He was more of the rule enforcer, and I was the lenient one. On January 29th, 2011, that all came to a tragic end. It was a normal Saturday morning. We did our morning assessments. We had breakfast and started talking about my birthday, which was the day before. I asked Jose about coming out to celebrate. I just lost my spot. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't remember where I was. So I asked him to come out and celebrate. You could do it, Mama. That night with me and some family. I remember I made this comment to Jose, and as soon as I did, a client walked over to the desk upset. His eyes are burned in my head forever. He didn't seem right. Something was off with him. He repeatedly told me to shut my mouth, and I asked him what was wrong and asked him to take a seat, that I will come talk to him, as I have done many times in the past. As I went to speak with the client, Jose patted me on the back and said, "I got this." That was the last time I seen him alive. That client took his life in front of myself and other residents of the shelter. I never knew how much it was going to affect me and even my family. I went to work 2 weeks later. I was a single mother with 2 children and responsibilities. I didn't know what my options were, and honestly, the shelter didn't really reach out to help, so I had no other option. Rent doesn't go away and bills don't care. I worked 8 months in that same spot my friend's life was taken. August 11th, I went home after work and swallowed some Xanax bars. I was just done with my life and with the life I was living. I couldn't deal with the pain and the guilt of my friend dying because of the words I said. I mean, maybe if I didn't say them, this wouldn't have happened. Maybe if I went up to talk to that person, Jose would still be here. I don't remember how my mom even knew how to come to my house or how I got to the hospital that day. All I know is now I am Section 12 and I can't come home. I can't go home. I pretty much by the end of the first night realized the only way I was going home is if I faked it to make it. So I did that. I didn't want to wake up no more. The life I lived, it was no life at all, and neither did my kids, at least with me. It was not. If I was not at work, I was sleeping or crying. I was destructive to myself. I didn't realize the damage I was doing to my children. Again, I was Section 12. I just want my family to let me go. In my mind, I was ruined. My kids' life, my life was too hard and not worth it. My kids are better off. Everyone else was being selfish, not me. Being on all the medications made me feel worse. I couldn't even touch sharp knives. Still to this day, I cannot touch a kitchen knife. To cut potatoes, I have to use a butter knife. I remember washing dishes, and at home, I wanted to stick the knife in my neck. The feeling was so overwhelming, and if it wasn't for my sister that day, I don't know what could have happened. I think that this is when I felt like I actually needed help. I seeked it out myself, but this time it was not a pleasant experience. The mental health system does not make it easy. At one point, I was sent away due to conflict of interest and never followed up with, even after I had left messages, so I ended up right back at square one. I mean, if these people don't want to help me, screw it. I don't want to help myself. So again, I was on a path to nowhere good. I mean, by now my kids already weren't living with me. I didn't want them to learn my behaviors or to see me depressed all the time. But my daughter did. She began to cut herself. She was about 11 years old. She was depressed and didn't want to live at that age. And everything at that age is already hard. She was sent to an adolescent hospital for probably about a week. And during this time, I really reflected back on everything I went through. And that's when I decided I really need to take it serious and push harder for myself and my children. To this day, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was. I don't wake up every morning wanting to take my life over something I had no control over. I just wake up every morning and try to live my life to make the people around me happy and the people that I've lost happy. I've always had a lot of guilt. I've always had a lot of guilt over Jose's death because I thought it was something that I said that took his life. To this day, I still sometimes think that, but I know I could not have stopped what happened. So I have accepted that my friend is not here, and I continue to just go on and try to help people in his name. I stayed out of work for about 1.5 years, and then I had to go back to work. So now I work in a detox. And I help people like he would want to continue to do, like he was trying to do. And I just live my life every day as if it could be my last because I know how tragic can really hit home, how it hits so close. If anybody ever deals with mental health issues over losing somebody tragically, just reach out and get the help that you need because people do care. It's not something easy to deal with, but it is something, unfortunately, that is in our lives. As a community, only we can make it better. So just try to support each other and love everyone around you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Holly, for having the courage to get up here and speak today. I know it's not easy to get in front of people that you don't know. We all thank you. Let's give her another round of applause. So our first reader is Maria Dela Cruz. If the readers can come up here so that I won't have to announce you and you could just say a few words.
Quiero decir algo en español. Hasta ahora,
Let the balloons go. Say it in English and Spanish.
hasta ahora, pues, hemos querido estar aquí porque el dolor de la comunidad. No es el dolor de una madre, de una sola familia, es el dolor de la comunidad. Y es por eso que nosotros queremos estar aquí compartiendo con este momento que es triste, pero a la vez nos unimos una vez más por el dolor de nuestra comunidad. One more time, we're getting together for the pain of our community. We are one community and we're working together, not celebrating that our people are gone, but celebrating that finally we are together in the same song, singing the same song, singing the same pain, hugging each other, taking care of each other. And this is a great time to be together. And we wanted to say thank you to Lee because she has the courage to be a whole year preparing for this event. Lee, la señora Lee, ella es la encargada de hacer posible que esto suceda en nuestra comunidad y estamos muy agradecidos por eso. Cuando mencionemos los nombres, por favor, dejar ir la vejiga. When we mention the name, you can let the balloon go to the sky. Samuel Abreu, 41. Flora Acosta, 39. Jesús Arroyo, 22. Daniel Bautista, 18. William Bale, 39. Erin Bellinger, 22. Richard Bonilla, 18. Jeremy Brito, 13. Kiara Brito, 16. Mary Brown, 68. Elisaúl Burgos, 17. Martín Butt, 27. Juan Cava, 23. Michelet Cadet, 21. Joselo Campuzano, 21. Nelson Carrillo, 39. Justin Castro, 20. Rafael Castro, 35. Tavarina Sean, 17. José Colón, 23. Beverly Betty Cora, 27. Amy Correra. Robert Carboon, 20. Jason Cox, 20. Kenny Davison, 20.
Brenda DeRocha, 23. Daniel Diaz, 29. Mandy Lynn Diaz, 24. Dennis Dietrich, 29. Thomas Duggan Sr., 47. Bonla Dye, 24. Lauren Ebert, 1. Willie Escobar, 41. Victor Alex Estevez, 36. Daniel Everbeck, 24. Jacob Easy, 58. Javier Fernandez, 30. Juan Ferrer, 19. Alan Fifield Jr., 24. Christopher Fisher, 33. Joseph Fournier, 17. Rolando Fuentes, 33. Matilda Gabin, 33. Yamiel Garcia, 21. Yomal Garcia, 21. Inel Gomez, 19. Rafael Ito Gomez, 19. Gabriel Gonzalez Jr., 18. Roberto Gonzalez, 20. Joanne Graff, 23.
Claire Gravel, 20. Judith Guevara, 25. Andy Gomez, 20. Enauri Gomez, 21. Juan Guzman Tapia, 30. Walter Hamilton, 78. Jay Harper, 47. Michael Hayward, 20. Hector Hernandez, 22. Leda Hernandez, 25. Franklin Joseph, 25. George Kettinger, Jr., 79. Quinton Kohler, 22. Francis Court, 68. Walter Lake, 40. Craig Lane, 17. Robert LaRoche, 17. Louis LeBron, 15. Karen LaDuke, 43. Zorro Lizardo, 69. Geraldine McGee, 67. John McGee, 69. Gilbert J. Martinez, 31. Jorge Martinez, 17. Calvin Martinez, 21.
Jose Matias, 29. DeRuy Matian, 53. James McCann, 28. Charles Chucky McCulloch, 20. Alexis Medina, 4 months. Julian Melendez, 24. Philip Meltzer, 34. Omar Mendez, 39. Jesse Mestre, 18. Johan Miranda, 29. Miguel Angel Monclova, 22. Max Ariel Montanes, 16. Zachary Montanes, 19. Paul Morel, 38. Karen Moskovitz, 27. Tu Nguyen, 59. Keith O'Connor, 21. Joel A. Ortega, 26. Adrian Ortiz Rodriguez, 29. Henry R. Ortiz, 22. Ivan Ortiz, 18. Rafael Ortiz, 36. Angel Pardo, 28. John Pascual, 46. Gustavo Perez, 39.
Michelle Pimentel, 14. Robert Plaza, 32. Albert Plummer, 49. Dennis Porter, 23. Andy Puglisi, 10. Mason J.J. Raymond, 17. Edgar Ramos, 25. Jose Ramos, 18. Colleen Ritzer, 24. David Rivera, 28. Jose G. Rivera, 21. Milka Rivera, 39. Myrta Rivera, 41. Edwin Rodriguez, 23. Luis Rodriguez, 21. Omar Rodriguez, 48. Amarelis Rodan, 24. Jose Rodan, 36. Jonathan Roman, 21. Ricardo Rosa, 22. Paula Rosario, 42. Carlos Ruiz, 37. Bonnie Rupke, 41. Anita Sanchez, 25. Maria Sastre, 34.
Eugene Scanlon, 42. Amerigo Scarelli, 65. Charles Edward Smith, 32. Juan Suazo Soto, 24. Vincent Tamburello, 32. Gilmar Tobar, 19. Alfredo Torres, 47. Miguel Torres, 18. Ricardo Torres, 17.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's too
It's okay. It's very.
Caitlin Trask, 21. Mark Trussell, 35. I'm sorry, I'm determined to finish it, but it's very emotional.
It's okay.
Janos Vajsta, 56. Jose Villanova, 16. Chelsea Vilkizius, 10. Timothy Walker,
I love you, Timothy.
20. Everett Young, 53. Julia Zuniga, 33.
Jaylee Faith. Somebody want to help me? Bureau? Age 3. Nelson Rivera, 26. Calvin Riley, 20. And I felt uncomfortable because it's been not even 2 weeks since we lost Wanda Rosa. And I didn't really want to say her name because in my heart, I know how it feels to lose a loved one and so soon. Can we give a round of applause to the readers, please? Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna have a song and then we'll have open mic.
Those of us whose mothers have been taken from our arms, those of us with children we cannot keep safe from harm. There are those of us who live to see our fathers lose their lives, and in our dreams we'll keep them all alive. 'Cause each and every one of us survives. We are the survivors left behind to carry on. We are the survivors joined together, we are strong. We will speak up for our loved ones who were not given the choice. We are the survivors, hear our voice. Maybe some of us have brothers who were here but now they're gone. You can ask about our sisters because the memory is strong. We are sons and we are daughters, we are husbands, we are wives, and friends who try to keep their dreams alive. And each and every one of us survives. We are the survivors left behind to carry on. We are the survivors joined together, we are strong. We will speak out for our loved ones who were not given the choice. We are the survivors, hear our voice. With a part of us that never heals and the fear of the unknown, there's a strength in knowing through it all you're not alone, alone. We are the survivors left behind to carry on. We are the survivors joined together, we are strong. We will speak out for our loved ones who were not given the choice. We are the survivors, hear our voice. We are the survivors, hear our voice. Hear our voice.
Let's give another round of applause for the Lawrence Girls Ensemble. They do this for us every year, and we appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, girls. Thank you. Now we have open mic. If anybody would like to come up and say anything, anything that comes to your heart, something about your loved one, this is your time. Thank you.
I wanted to apologize for getting emotional a few minutes ago, but I was born and raised in this community, and if you've lived here long enough, you'll see a lot of names that you recognize. I have friends that I grew up with. I have a cousin in here, my very first boyfriend, a neighbor that I saw murdered after school one day. So it is very emotional, and I really thank you, Lee, for continuing to honor your loved ones, and thank you all of you for continuing to honor your loved ones in this manner.
Hi, I just want to say that we all have people who love us and they'll be in a better place everywhere. And so I have 2 uncles who died, but they will always be in my heart and everyone will be in your heart. They love you very much and they care for you. They always want you to do great. No matter what, they always will be with you by your side. Even if you can't see them, they're always with you no matter what. Stick with them, they'll stick with you.
I want to say thank you to Lee for creating the event. This is my brother, Darwin. My mom is Milta Rivera. She was killed last year on 4th of July while she was sleeping in her bed. I want to say that I accompany everyone in their emotions that they're feeling for losing someone due to a murder that we don't deserve to go by. None of us deserve to live through this. I lost my mom. Some of you lost a son, a family member, anybody that you lost. You don't deserve this. You need to get justice. That's what matters. Don't give up ever. You need to keep trying. Every day is another struggle, but it's a day that you see what you're gonna get out of this. There's suffering in this, but someday you find peace in your heart when you find out that you got justice for what didn't deserve for your family member to go through. Nobody needs to give up. We need to stay together so this doesn't keep happening to other families in our community. You want to say something?
Thank you.
Come up. Come on, I know there's some more people that want to say something. Come on, Secret. Come up here. Come up here. Come. Okay, Secret doesn't want to do it. Okay.
Even though my Titi Manny is far away from me, she is close to my heart.
Okay, see? I knew you was gonna.
Nobody has to talk because Maggie never talk. Good afternoon, everyone. I know that every one of you has the same pain that I have. Or maybe you have more pain than I. But you know what? When you believe in Lord Jesus Christ, you have everything. The pain is something that you can deal with every day because it's not easy. I lost my daughter and I lost my daughter's son at the same time. So I'm not lucky, and I don't have the lucky that to have justice for them, but I hope the Lord justice is the most important thing for me in my heart, because I forgive the person. I give the forgiveness because I'm not the only one who is suffering the death of my daughter, but the mother or that child or the man or those people, they have family and they suffer too. They suffering maybe more than I because I'm the mother of the dead person, but that family has a pain to having a criminal son, which nobody of us want to be on those shoes. I love my daughter, and she always in my heart, she always in my mind, forever, forever. Because I'm not gonna lose one day. Today is a day of remembrance, but that's every day. That's 24 hours a day for 365 days a year. She's always in my mind. And now with all of you, I say thank you for being here, thank you for your support, and thank you for being there for us. And thank you, Liz, because there's a hard work for you, and you're suffering a lot. But believe in Lord Jesus Christ. He is the only one who has the last word. Peace on everyone or you. The peace of Lord be with you like it is with me. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you everyone for coming, and we appreciate it. I know this is only one time a year, but we're trying to get a support group here in Lawrence for the victims' families, even their friends. We're trying to work on it, and I'm on Facebook. Everybody, I think, knows where to get me. I'll let you know. Thank you.
We are the survivors, left behind to carry on. We are the survivors, joined together, we are strong. We will speak out for our loved ones who were not given the choice. We are the survivors, hear our voice. We are the survivors, hear our voice.